Hello and welcome to the Sawblade 666 YouTube channel. I'm Daniel Sawblade.
And I'm Cartoon Ryan.
And we have our special guest again.
Hello, Abbie Stabby here. I'm the sort of resident cat owner expert, so they got me in to share one of my personal favourites with you all.
Oh yeah,
cat owner and a cat lover here. I don't know if Ryan's technically a cat lover, but
I love cats. Yeah. I just
we're fans of cats here.
I like animals. So.
Yeah.
So what do we have here today?
So here we have something a little different by Junji Ito, who's obviously famous for his horror-based work like Uzumaki, Gyo, everything along those lines.
I'm a fan of.
Oh, love it. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, you kind of redirected me in well, I was aware of Junji Ito and had seen his art, but hadn't taken a deeper dive into it till you kind of pointed me in his direction, and I'm glad I listened because this stuff is awesome. And you're right, this is a little different. It's a cutesy side to Mr.
Big time different.
You see, that's the thing. It's cutesy on the face of it, but he still manages to incorporate some of the horror elements.
He does,
into it, which I think serves it pretty well for the fans that are sort of predominantly there for his other stuff. But this is a nice kind of whimsical insight, a bit of autobiographical work.
Right.
I like. I always love artists that have versatility like that.
Yeah.
You know them for one thing, and then you discover that they're doing like fine arts or something. Just like it's just crazy. I love when people are just versatile like that.
One thing of note, Mr. Ito can draw anything well, pretty much if you look at his stuff. But he draws cats exceptionally well.
Right?
That I noticed in this book, and for me personally, cats are very hard to draw.
Yeah.
So I was impressed with his his ability to draw cats at different angles and
action poses.
Which I guess because he has these two cats, they're a great reference for that. So, but he just renders them really well. The fur, the faces.
Yeah.
He captures the faces very well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, but a little sort of synopsis about this. This is written about the two cats that he got with his wife. She had her first cat, Yon, before they got married, and he sort of got introduced to the cat when they moved in together. And then not long after that, they got their Norwegian forest cat, Mu.
Okay.
And you'll see an interesting little...
And this was published by who?
This was published by Kodansha Comics.
Okay. Which normally his stuff is on...
I think it's Viz?
Was it Viz?
You know what? You've got one of your Junji Itos on the shelf somewhere. You can have a look at that afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, it's usually a lot of the manga import stuff you get nowadays seems to be on Viz, so that kind of makes sense. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's dive into it. But
crack it open.
Interesting... aspect to this particular cat, which you'll see that feeds well into just Junji Ito's style in general. But opening page, as you get with a lot of mangas, you get your nice watercolor splash there that he's done himself.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Which is great.
Again, with the versatility.
Yeah,
we know Junji Ito for his immaculate black and white.
Yes,
crisp line work and in contrast with the heavy blacks, but. And I believe in some of the other mangas there's some color pieces.
Oh yeah, or like some
I'm thinking of his art
pages.
Actually, I'm thinking of his art book, not really the mangas that I remember, but yeah.
Yeah, it's always a pleasant surprise when you see an artist that you didn't, that you followed for one reason or another, and then they do something totally out of left field that's badass too.
Right.
Now, let me ask you on this: was this a series or a one shot?
That's a very good question.
It's the only one you know of, right?
Yeah, this is the only incarnation of it I've seen. We'll have to research this one afterwards, but I think he may have serialized it a little, because there are like at the very end of this, there are some shorter kind of one-shot additional comics that he did. So there is that. One thing I do like about Junji Ito and manga in general is just the way they get the lines for like scenery and surroundings so crisp.
I know.
And accurate looking. Like it's something you come to expect from manga most of the time.
Yeah, that super clean look.
Yeah.
Everything's precise in the background.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And there's
always.
like a very sort of minimal amount of screen tones used in this as well.
Right.
Just for different aspects of shading. And you can see on this page here, like right here, you can see him incorporating some of his better known techniques into it to just
You know right away looking at that eyeball who drew that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Definitely.
very reminiscent of Uzumaki, which I've heard interesting mixed reviews on the animated series, but that's another story for another day. Yeah, this is basically the introduction of him and his wife moving in together after they got married. Because sometimes things work a little bit differently in Japan. You have like sometimes you'll get like the traditional like marriage meetings, and they'll the families will meet up beforehand. But yeah, they've just got married. This is his sort of in-person kind of introduction to Yon.
Okay.
Who, as you can see there, creepy cat, very similar in the face, just shape-wise to my cat Norman. We can throw a picture up around.
Yeah, I was thinking
here.
the same thing when I saw that cat. Also, my friends Jason and T, their cat
That does
kind of
look
looks
like their cat a little bit.
Yeah, looks like their cat Boomer.
So
Boom, that's a good name.
So what's the
That is a
general?
beautiful.
What's
face.
the like the plot of this? Like, what's the general story?
Okay, so effectively each chapter is like a different kind of incident with the cat. It's very this book is very slice of life with a few whimsical elements thrown in, so it is a very autobiographical in a sense. It's like, say, this first chapter is about them moving into the house and trying to cat proof it. Let's see what else we got. Oh, and again, more iconic horror elements here. There's a chapter where they're trying to...
Are they introducing the two cats?
Yeah.
One of them's new? Okay.
Yeah, so if you can see here, that's the second cat when it's a tiny little kitten. They've got to see him at a cat show and then they pick him up. Because they didn't want the cat to be lonely, so everybody needs a friend.
It's recommended to have a pair if you
definitely.
own a cat.
Norman would never.
Right,
Norman would never.
Yeah. Well, there's exceptions to every rule. Norman's one.
Yeah.
Norman is his own beast. But again, like, even if you zoom in very sort of closely on that, you'll see the cat shape within the iris. Like, he's very
so cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's about his own sort of thing. Like, the cats just seem to gravitate towards his wife more, so it's about his like little petty kind of jealousies in there too, which I think adds a really nice element to it.
I really love his straight front-facing cat faces.
Yeah.
The straight-on view.
Well, and then this face with the
Look at
petting,
that.
and the because he's purring here in Japanese, but the face here.
Yeah,
is
you
really,
definitely
really
captured
good.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I can remember my Japanese, that's like you know how we have sound effects in comics. That's like
Purring noises.
goro goro goro. That's like a purring noise.
Yeah.
I used my context clues correctly.
Yay! There you go.
Again, Ryan, you know the frontal view of the face.
Yeah,
perfect.
he nails it.
It can be quite difficult to get right because they have very symmetrical faces in general. The cats.
Yeah.
So it's getting that to bounce out and look right. But again, very much like my boy there.
His panel to movement progression of storytelling has always been great to me. I love his storytelling.
I agree.
In comics, really good.
Like, I love this. He just loves his cat so much he wants to give it forehead kisses. Like, big relate.
Again,
Big relate.
incorporating the horror elements with the face.
And can I just say the kind of what do we call it? We call that like the cheese pull effect.
Peaceful.
There, like, I find that really difficult to do, but he's like got that nailed. And it's no wonder that Junji Ito's good at drawing anything like that, because he was a dental assistant for like many years.
Makes sense.
Which you can find out more about if you watch his episode of Man-Ben.
Classic. It's great. Anybody
Big
hasn't
recommend.
seen it, watch it.
Absolutely.
I got to note the beautiful tonal gray effect with the hatching with the white to show the light source.
Yeah.
I like that there's a lot of manga artists that do this, but I think he does it more than most, because a lot of times in manga you'll just have a screen tone for this stuff. But he uses a lot of hatching.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his
they do a lot of screen tones with manga.
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And like using screen tone in general is like I've tried it. I
I'm
find
not
it very
doing
difficult.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I've seen the process,
Yeah.
and I just
It's tricky.
yeah.
It's tricky to say.
Yeah, there's this one guy I follow out of the Philippines. He does a lot of screen tone manga
nice.
type art, and he's always posting videos of it.
Yeah, I've never tried it myself, but again, I know the process, and I kick myself in the ass because I remember when you could buy it off the shelf.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was very common.
Yeah.
And I wish I gave it a shot. Then you can get it online if you Deleter still.
Oh yeah,
makes them.
Deleter still is probably yeah.
Again, if you just squint your eyes, you have the same effect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pretty much. I mean,
Yeah,
he
you
achieves
do.
it right here.
Yeah, you do.
This is my style. This is what I would do.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And you know what? You say that about buying screen tones and stuff. I've seen videos on YouTube of, say, artists that live in Japan who just go to this art supply store and there's just drawers that they pull out full of all the different types of screen tone that you can
Yeah.
use. It's really
Yeah.
quite crazy.
So in essence, it's each chapter is a little anecdote about
Yeah.
the cats and their living
Yeah,
situation and
exactly.
what they get into and don't.
And he
Yeah.
kind of sort of towards the middle, which I'll get to in a minute. There's actual photographs of the cats, so you can see that. But the lighting on this
Look at
panel
I just
here in
zeroed in
particular-
on this. Look how creepy that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, it's kind of that use of dramatic lighting in negative space,
Yeah.
which I think is very cool. Oh,
Really good.
So this is the interesting aspect of Yon as a cat. He actually had
Yeah, he has that
an
face
actual
on it.
skull on
Oh
him,
wow. That's
which I
really
think
cool.
just was meant to be a little sign from the
Yeah.
universe there.
That's wild.
Right on Yon's back, a skull marking. It's cursed. The cat's really cursed. The accursed cat is here. A curse is upon my household. I love it. It's just... Again, he gets the whimsical side of the cats, but he also manages to make them look like these unsettling, kind of devastating
That's pretty scary.
creatures. Right?
But then he does like the really cute effect too. Like here we go right here,
Exactly, with these
and then
two.
here you go over there, right below it.
Exactly, very sweet. And it's funny because the way he draws his wife, he usually draws her with like really blank eyeballs. It's kind of creepy.
Interesting.
But she's she's seems to be a lovely lady.
That's interesting. I wonder why he does that.
Yeah.
He
and-
draws her with just blank, no pupils.
Yeah, it's like, you know what?
When
That's
he does
really-
this in his comics, people that look like that are possessed or something.
Huh.
Right.
I wonder if he thinks his wife has got some kind of special abilities or something.
Right,
or-
could be very much the case. And this is a whole sequence where the cat likes to suckle on her finger, and he gets jealous, but the cat like thoroughly just snubs him.
It's funny.
And it's the way he's drawn the drawn the cat's face, kind of like scrunched back into its own neck. There, that's a bit of a classic one. If you're a cat owner, my cat does that all the time.
Sprinkled throughout a little question and answer section.
Yeah,
right?
so this is really good. I understand that you're the vice chairman of your local town council. I hope you'll draw a side story for Yon Mu called The Vice Chairman's Horror Artist. By the way, what exactly does a council chairman do? And there's all sort of nice little things like that. And there's... See, I've read right after your debut as a manga artist, you had your mother and your older sister help you with some work as assistants. Are the rumours true that they were even better at filling in blacks than you?
Amazing. Wow.
See, so it's good that it was like a whole family
Right.
That's
kind of...
interesting.
Which was common in Japan for mangaka to
Utilize assistants.
they would have assistants, but I've also seen other cases where family members step in and help
absolutely.
out. It's a very assembly line,
Mm-hmm.
not assembly line, but
Like
Yeah.
assistants.
yeah, it's
helping
like a
out
one
with,
well-oiled machine.
right.
Yeah, it's like the Manben episode about the author of the Dracula manga that's started being serialized in English recently. The name will come to me later, I'm sure. But his episode especially is very interesting because you see all of the assistants he has.
Right.
And like the lengths they go to, like he has someone for background, someone for like costume,
Man, if
historical
only.
research, things like that.
Sure.
It's fascinating. And-
Sometimes the star of the show may be the manga artist, the head, the person that the title's known for, has just does the figure work, and everybody else does
That's crazy.
screen shading, inking like backgrounds or adding backgrounds.
Man, I'd be getting
yeah.
comics done in no time.
Yeah.
Oh, if only. If only. The interesting sequence here about the cat dropping one in the litter basket. That's not... Oh, and this is
Yeah,
a really
graphically.
excellently done kind of action scene that really shows you the versatility he has with drawing cats in action poses.
Yeah, some of these are really nice.
I love how limber it all is,
really
too. It's very
animated.
fluid and limber.
It also
Animated look.
Yeah, definitely. And it
Yeah.
also kind of reminds me of that sequence in the Henry and Glenn comic that we were looking at the other day, where him and the cat
Yeah,
fight
that
with
whole
each
page,
other.
that whole splash
Yeah.
page of that was incredible.
It's phenomenal. And again, he's just so good at capturing like mad desperation in faces. I
Yeah,
think,
he really is.
Yeah, I like to look for him if there's a particular kind of sense of worked upness that I'm going for in a comic. I'll kind of refer back to him sometimes to see what he comes up with. Again, another excellent, even more energetic sequence. The fact that he simplifies it down, but it's still so readable as a cat is fantastic. Skip a few again. Even more
Great
of
side,
that stuff.
the profile. Though.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the cats. Those are...
Yeah, it's
And something else, he depicts himself really. He really does look like that.
yeah, no word of a lie. He is a
He
very
really
kind of
does
like
look like that.
humble looking guy, and I think it's just so funny that he's such a nice, sweet human being in interviews, but he draws some of the most grotesque body horror
Usually
stuff
how
I've
it
seen.
goes.
Yeah.
And this is one about him wanting the cat to sleep in bed with him, but he keeps going to his wife. That's quite funny.
Oh, she has people's here.
Yeah, right there.
Very, very, very kind of minimal.
Right.
Yeah, there's
amount
dots.
Exactly, and again, more of the cross hatching.
Yeah, it's so great. The expressions are... But, I mean, he's the master of contortion and... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was great, right?
It's very nightmarish.
Again, I've got a million pictures of my cat doing the exact same thing, which I
Yeah.
could probably throw in. But,
Wow.
yeah, he is the master of the page turn when it comes to,
Right.
like, manga of the modern day, that is for sure. I've got more questions here. Have you ever used your prior experience as a dental technician in your manga work? I really got a sense of your skill from how well you make your plaster figures for sketching human forms. Yeah, it's pretty...
Good question.
Yeah, it's that whole concept of learning anatomy so you know how to manipulate it in your artwork. I think that's...
I forget. Did he quit his? What he was? He was still involved in dentistry while he was a manga artist, right? He was that was almost like a day job for him, or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's a dentist during the day and doing manga at night.
It's wild.
Let me tell you, I don't know how he did that because these manga artists put in the hours.
Because he's Japanese. That's
They
why.
put in the hours.
Their
they work
work
harder
ethic
than
is
most people in the entire
absolutely
world.
astounding. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Them and Mexican people are probably the hardest workers on the planet.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
alright
why.
at Polish people,
They don't
hardest working
sleep.
people ever.
Yeah, they don't sleep.
No, definitely not. Here's another question one. I hear that Yon Mu has gotten quite a response from your family. What kind of feedback did you get? And, he goes on to say that his wife oversaw the storyboards and, sort of skimmed through it for any inaccuracies, which is always good.
She gave it the seal of approval.
There he is drawing his comics.
Yeah.
I love it. I want to do the day I get myself my own kind of artist's table like that, I'm gonna just start drawing myself at the artist table all the time. I want to be like,
me I should do that.
you should do that. I want to recreate like the great Dave Stevens drawing of him at his
Dave
desk.
Stevens did one like that.
Al Hirschfeld did a really good one.
Yeah, there's been
Countless.
tons of
Betty
guys that do
Wrightson,
that.
yeah.
Countless people.
Yeah,
This is a good implied sequence as well of like a figure moving in the foreground. Which is it's his own kind of imagination getting away with him, but it turns out it's just.
So it's the cat. Yeah.
See, I like that it kind of matches up on opposite sides of the page there too. Oh, and again,
Man.
more absolutely terrifying stuff there.
Great.
On it's
Great
turning
panels,
into
huh?
a snake or something.
Exactly, it's the way he moves through the house.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
really good one.
I really like the sequences and the layout.
Yeah, once you're actually sitting and reading it, because I know initially a lot of people can kind of struggle to do the whole right to left thing, but honestly, once you get used to it, his panels just read so smoothly.
Yeah, they're simple for the
Yeah,
most part.
definitely see it. And there he is, seeing him as a weird-looking human.
That's so strange. But I mean, it is Ito.
Yeah. See, and there he is. He finally got him to suck all on his finger.
Aw.
Job done. Quickly.
Took a while.
Yeah, and again, the way he draws vehicles speeding along as well, that's just something I absolutely cannot, for the life of me, comprehend without very heavy reference and a little bit of trees.
Yeah, exactly. Because, vehicles...
Vehicles are hard.
Yeah, they're hard.
I have to make them
difficult.
up. I can't draw
Just think
them.
of boxes, you know.
Yeah.
Perspective.
No, definitely. This is a sequence where the cat got out of the house one day and snuck into like a local hardware place. And
Oh,
they had
my
to,
God.
and the owners were nice enough to let his wife just go into the walls and try and get the cat out.
Thank goodness.
So that's the whole thing, and they're like rattling on the side to get the cat to run out. And here
we
we
get
here we
actual
go.
pictures.
See the
Oh,
actual
cool. Yeah, that's a skull shape.
skull himself. There's your boy Yon.
It's a little further away than how he did it in the comic, the mouth part. But still, we get the idea.
One thing I really like as well, there's like a doodle he's obviously done of the cat there with him sat
That's
next to
hilarious.
it, which is something I do with Norman all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. And there's Mu.
Oh, so cute.
Pretty baby. Those cats get pretty big eventually.
Almost like a
Yeah.
Maine Coon.
Almost, yeah. Norwegian forest
It's like
cats
real,
get very
really
fluffy.
fluffy as it gets old, as it
Yeah.
got older.
Yeah,
It's like the hair, the fur just starts coming in more.
And again, more action there. It's
Man, the biting. Oof.
this bit always gets me. Like, look at the...
That's the one thing about some cats, man. They'll just take a chunk out of you sometimes for no damn reason.
Oh yeah, I mean our old cat was very much like that. She I didn't have the best introduction to cats. My fault. I was 3 years old. I thought I was meowing at her. I was screaming.
Well.
So she didn't like me her whole life. But then we got Norman, and that completely changed everything. He was the game changer there. Oh, and again, this bit's hilarious. Just scrunching his cat's neck into itself because he's being naughty and trying to steal stuff.
What chapter is this involved? Do you remember, or what's going on in this one?
So this one, if I can flick back a little bit, King Yon. So it's about the cat just misbehaving and him trying to get the cats to play along together. Well, he gets them a cat tower, and it becomes a sense of
Great shot of the cat.
That's really good.
Yeah, some of the bits like that make you wonder if he's just doing it from a reference photo or whether he's able to just kind of generate it from his head for certain angles.
He could be taking pictures of it too.
It could actually be in his house.
Yeah,
and
he just took a picture
of
Yeah.
that angle. Yeah,
That would be my guess, is that he just took a picture from that angle in his house, but you never know.
Oh, definitely. Oh, and this next chapter, this is when they had to take Mu to get the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get a
Get
snippy snip.
Yeah, unfortunately. And his wife gets a little bit overprotective of the cat before they make it happen. Oh, Mu, I'm so sorry. I'm living up without you.
yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
It's just... Yeah, I'm a big fan of like the slice of life kind of comics and mangas as well. I find them very entertaining, but this one just has that nice little bonus element because you see a lot of the artist's personality come through in it.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's really cool when people do... Oh, man, that's hilarious.
What's going on here?
He's got
Shooting
turds
out a
stuck
big
to him.
turd.
Oh my god.
Excuse me. Let me just... Oh, here you go. Someone even commented on that. You draw your wife's eyes almost entirely without pupils. What does your wife think of this? She got mad at me. It seems she doesn't like the haircut either. I've also been instructed to remove unnecessary lines from her cheeks in a number of panels. Additionally, she pointed out that her trademark striped pants are nowhere to be found in her personal wardrobe. Aside from these minor issues, my wife doesn't seem particularly displeased with this.
That's good.
That's hilarious. But let's see what else we got. Again, just his ability to draw faces is just
The faces, and then what I love about it is the focus on the eyes.
Yeah,
he's really
definitely.
obsessed with eyes and the expressiveness of them. Because you can look at somebody's eyes and then just see what expression they're making just because of just by the shape of their eyes.
Well, I think that's
such
pretty
a
much
great-
a common trait of most mangas. They zoom in those, close-ups of faces a lot.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Which happens in all comics, but I think
His are very intense though compared to
they obsess on eyes. Though.
Yeah.
They really do.
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
I like the way he draws eyes is quite simplified down. With a lot of other mangas, say in the more shoujo kind of genre, it's very
Stylized.
exaggerated, stylized, decorative.
Yes.
Almost.
Yeah, he really I mean, he gets the folds down on the eyelids and everything. He does great work with that.
Definitely. And this whole chapter is about him pranking his wife with a fake cat turd, which is something that my dad. Yes, my dad did the exact same thing. My dad did the exact same thing. My mother was not impressed.
Turns out this was real, though.
Yeah, he accidentally thought he... Yeah.
What did he do?
He thought he was grabbing the fake one. It wasn't the fake one.
Oh, that's brutal.
Oh my god, and this drawing of Yon when he's like a baby.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. It reminds me of when we first
face.
went to see Norman when he was in the shelter, because he was left in a cardboard box on the doorstep of the animal shelter, and he had a temporary name. His original name is Julian.
That's so funny. It's like Fiji. Her name was Robbie.
Oh, no.
That was her first name that they gave her, and I was like, nope.
Nah, it doesn't suit her.
I love this face, too.
That's a good... Yeah, that's a really good...
That's hilarious. Yeah, they're just...
And that one just...
They're sprinkled throughout here, yeah.
Yeah,
it's just a wide range of faces, too.
Oh, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Oh, and there's his cat sneezing.
Oh, goodness.
Mm.
Kachu. They say that in Japan, Kachu.
Oh, this is great.
This is so...
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Cats do that, too. They
Yeah.
do a face. Like
Oh, yeah, they make faces.
Absolutely.
Different noises and
Yeah.
all kinds of shit.
Like how he's leaning up against the office chair.
Yeah, that's this sort of mini chapter here is basically he's scared of running over the cat.
Yeah, I would
so
be
he puts like tape rolls.
What a genius. I would
Hey,
have
that's a
never
great idea.
thought
Right?
to do that.
We're all learning something here today.
I need to
guys.
do that in my office.
Let's
I'm
try it
worried
out
about
and
Sherlock.
see where you come out with it.
Yeah, he always walks around the legs of my chair, and I'm scared I'm gonna. Oh, that's
This is like the
so cute.
final page. It's just like a nice way of
I really love that.
rounding it up. And a couple more questions at the end as well. Like, you're now known as a horror manga artist, but is it true that before your professional debut, you were more of a gag manga artist? When I drew for fun, I did both horror and comedy. I had a number of original characters who I made quite a splash in my old grade school comics. Like, he was... Oh, man. Like...
I'd love to see those.
Yeah,
That would be
hopefully we
amazing.
can dig them out online.
It's like Alex Ross. He's always posting his drawings when he was like 7 years old.
I love seeing stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like...
Yeah, me too.
Like, it's good that my mum sort of battled me during my I hate everything I draw, so I want to screw it up and throw it out stage, and she kept some, because now I have a good kind of development reference point going now.
Yeah.
Where I can show you how, like, I went through the manga phase, like most teenagers did when I was about 13, 14. I drew some absolute whoppers back in the day. But yeah. Oh, and there's like the smaller strips at the end in a sort of vertical format, and the very final and there's a little bit of a
little bio
about him. Oh, and there's like a little one at the end when I know.
Oh my god, that's too bad.
I know.
Yeah, I hate that.
Oh, but it's very sweet.
That's
Like
sweet, I couldn't draw that.
Yeah. Oh, and this drawing of his wife with Yon is just like the cutest thing. I love that. I know nowadays he has. I think because this was written like a while ago. I don't think he has Mu anymore. He's got two entirely new cats with his wife.
Okay.
Which you can find if you look on Google. I hope there's more stories that come out about those cats.
That's the hardest part about owning them.
Yeah, that's for sure. And then you got like the general sort of ads in the back.
Yeah,
of that. But,
that's
like,
awesome.
Yeah,
Well, if you love cats and you love Mr. Junji Ito's artwork and comics, this is a way to go.
absolutely.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Norman absolutely approves of Junji Ito, because we can put in a picture here of Norman on his Junji Ito blanket. Here we are.
Which is huge.
Huge. It is absolutely huge. I'm never getting that back off him. It's his blanket now. But yeah. So,
That's a cool find.
Go
Good
find yourselves a
surprise.
copy, guys. There's
Yeah,
several different
definitely.
versions of it now. I think they've released a hardback version of it that I saw in Bedrock the other day.
Yeah.
But
Oh, wouldn't be. Yeah.
yeah. But
Wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised,
this was a birthday gift from my brother a few years ago. Easily
Awesome.
one of
Yeah.
the
Awesome
best.
Yeah, it's a good find.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank
You're
you.
very welcome.
Cool.
Cool. Well, if you like the video, please like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out all the other videos.
Check out all of the other social medias we have going.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And join us every Thursday night, 7 Central, 7 p.m. Central.
Yep.
Live stream. We go on here just hang out with everybody and just draw and chat.
Hell yeah.
And if you happen to be a maker of any kind of comics and zines or any other small publication you'd love to share with us to review,
Absolutely.
please send it to us.
Yep.
The P.O. box is in...
It's in our about section
about
on our
section.
page. So, yeah, send it our way. We'll review it.
Awesome.
Later.
Bye.